On July 28th, 2026, me and my friend Liam, aka Northwest Indiana Railfan, wanted to hang out, and since we're both foamers, the obvious place to do that would be trackside. And since this was going to be a special day where we would get together with no specific target in mind, I decided that this would be the perfect excuse to go farther afield from my normal rail fanning locations. And if I'm going to go farther away on the Ennis-Chicago line, there's an obvious location to choose. The absolute cinema location, Otis Hill. And so at around 2 p.m. we made our way there, and we were already jump scared by a train. NS-256. We couldn't catch the head end, but we did make it down in time for the DPU. After that, we were expecting a bit of a wait before the next train. But that's not what we got, because 5 minutes later, the eastbound signal turned green. And then another 5 minutes later, the westbound signal also did. Since the eastbound signal had turned green first, I thought that train was going to get here before the westbound. And that was supposedly proven correct when I started hearing the roar of the eastbound climbing the grade. But remember, the westbounds are going downhill. So before I knew it, I was jump scared by B08 rolling down grade. And I'm just going to let the rest of this clip play because I think it speaks for itself. I still cannot believe this happened. A perfect meet at Otis Hill with 2 GP60s in the thoroughbred scheme and a Dash 9. And so soon after the last perfect meet, wow. However, even after a meet, the action still did not calm down. Because after another very short wait, we started hearing more roaring of another eastbound climb in the grade. And it was loud. The train was NS50M, a rerouted grain train that normally doesn't come through here. I said in a previous video that grain trains are fairly rare on this line, and yeah, they are. This is one of only 2 I've seen this entire year. And of course it was at Otis Hill. I'm so glad I was here and not at a different location, because grain is heavy, and watching it climb up the hill was a spectacle. And not only was it a spectacle because it was a very heavy grain train, but they picked one of the best engines they could have possibly picked to be the leader on this train. NS1007, which is an ace. Not only does it have an amazing horn, but again, it's an ace! And aces are awesome, especially when they're under strain. So, just like the last clip, I'm going to shush now, so you can hear the amazing EMD noises of this SD70 ace roaring up Otis Hill with the heavy grain train. However, after the tail end of 50M cleared, the trend of aces did not stop, because the signals went green in both directions immediately, and 15 minutes later, 39E showed up rolling down grade with a trio of them, the last one being a UP Thundercab. After that, we started hearing the roaring of the eastbound, and it had another ace on it, trailing this time, but it was a very special one, NS-1068, the Erie Heritage Unit. Now, in my last rail fanning video, I caught the Erie Heritage Unit rolling west on NS-854, and now it was coming back east on NS-861. It had sat in Burns Harbor for several days, and we had no idea when it would head eastbound, so us being here at Otis when it showed up was a complete coincidence. Northwest Indiana Railfan was super excited because Erie is his favorite heritage unit of all time, so needless to say, this was absolutely the prize of the day. Had no idea this was coming, which made it all the better. Once again, it was only about a 15-minute wait before we saw two more green signals. Except this time, they were both of the eastbound signals. We were confused, but also happy because we thought maybe we would get a train race. Yeah, that didn't happen. But we did stick around for the two eastbounds. The first of which was a CPKC transfer manifest, which I'm pretty sure was 30Q, but don't quote me on that, with a solo CP AC4400 CWM leading. And we finished the trip with the second of the two eastbounds, and it's 264 with a 9800 series -9 trailing second. Out of all the eastbounds we saw on this day, this one was definitely handling the grade the best. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you ever get the chance to come out to Otis Hill, definitely take it. It's a great spot. You won't regret visiting. But either way, catch those units while you can, especially the aces that are trying to destroy your eardrums, and I will see you in the next video.